You guys, it's your host, Nakaya Black. Welcome back to Beyond the Thread. Today we are here with celebrity stylist, mogul, entrepreneur, and mother, Miss Kat Lee. Kat, tell the people a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and where you're from.
I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. I've been in the industry a little over 25 years. Um, yeah.
Okay, so what made you get into fashion? At what point were you like, this is my niche, like this is what I want to do?
I think for me, it was something that like organically happened. I always say I'm a product of my environment. So when I initially came out to Miami from New York, people just gravitated to my style. And I saw back then, we're talking like early 2000s, like 2005. I just saw an opportunity. Number one was like, it was just like an open spot. You know what I mean? Like, of course, we had like June Ambrose and like all of these big stylists, but within a community of people, there wasn't one. So I kind of just paved my own little lane and was known for like the girl with the clothes, the stylist. I did a little bit of product placement for clothing lines and just put them in videos. And then I just from there I kind of just went and did my own thing and was just like known for doing my own thing.
So, what is the legacy that you want to leave in fashion? Like, what impact on the culture do you want to have?
It's not about what's popular or relevant. It really is you and like what you embody and how that translates. And I think that for me, I help a lot of people build their confidence through fashion and style because perception essentially is reality. For someone that doesn't know you and their first perception of you, that sets the tone, right? So, I just want to build people up and encourage them to showcase their personality or who they are through the art of fashion because essentially like that's what it is.
So, do you feel like this is a part of your purpose, like making people feel good, helping people be seen in a certain kind of light?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that I always say like I'm like a painter, right? I can see someone and I can see them in many different styles and placements and all like all these things. Like I never put people in a box ever. I always just dress them up as colorful as they can be in my head, and then just through the process of getting to know them, just building them up. And that's overall I feel like is one of my purposes here. And yeah.
So, you're a mother. I'm a mother as well. I have a 3-year-old. Um, it's so hard, to be a mom and to walk in your purpose and to be able to do both simultaneously. What did your faith, how did your faith come into play?
I get emotional when I talk about my son because and the path that I chose because I was met with a lot of resistance. I didn't choose comfort. I chose as real as it sounds, like I chose pain. Like I chose to do something that I love to do, something that I never assisted under anyone. Like I really just was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, right? And then as a mother, I think that one of the most important things that I can take away was just being as transparent as I could to my son, bringing him on set, exposing him to what I was doing. Because sometimes you can leave and say, I'm going to work, and they don't know what that is. So I think that the best thing that I could have done was say, this is what I do. You can see it at any moment, at any time. You can come and create with me because children are a sponge. And my son's an artist, and I just always encourage us to build our kids up and bring them into what we do. And that's how you honestly leave generational wealth, is encouraging your children to, have some type of insight or input into, what you do.
So was there, like, what's your favorite moment like your aha epiphany moment with your son in your craft, if there was one?
Um, I think that it was like just bringing him on set when he really realized, when it clicked in, like, okay, my mom's a stylist, and he knew what that meant, as opposed to like not knowing, I think that's when I was just like, okay, like, this is where I'm going to be. This is where I belong, because at a lot of times, you beat yourself up as a mom, like, because you want to do something that you love. That's important. It was important for me to see my son see me happy in what I was doing, because a lot of times mothers just like go to work and, just all of that, all just the personal stuff, the business stuff, like all of these things compile. And sometimes you project. I rather project from a place where I know that I'm creating it as opposed to like me creating it for someone.
I mean, I feel like, once again, like my son's 3, when I had him, I was so lost. And, there's that mother's guilt that you have where it's kind of like that moment that you feel like you either have to choose between yourself or your child. What advice would you give to a new mom or a mom that's like scared to take that step, scared to take that leap because they have that mother's guilt?
Well, here's what I did, and it might not work for everybody. I sacrificed in the beginning and I made it about my kids, because those fundamental ages are so important to just building that bond. And I didn't take every job. I couldn't take every job because I wanted to be present. It's just really finding that balance of just like, and listen, like nothing is perfect. Like he'll be like, okay, you're on set 12, 12-hour days or whatever, but you make the sacrifice in the beginning when they're young so that when they're older and independent, it just works easier. And that's why I'm in a really sweet spot right now, where he's going to be 13. I've already made my sacrifices, and now like I'm getting to see my flowers. I'm getting to receive them. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that.
I don't think that mothers and women especially get their flowers enough. So it was very important for me to do that for you.
I love that. I appreciate that.
I've come, from a place and times in my life that I felt like I was so alone. Excuse me.
I've been there.
So
I
just,
still go there.
yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're just, listen, as mothers, there's a certain level of resilience that you need to have, because you have to be the mother. You have to hold yourself down. You have to play all of these pockets, right? And I give it to men too. I think I give men credit too, because they gotta, like, a real man gotta hold it down. So, but we bear a lot of guilt. We bear a lot of worry. We bear a lot of different layers. And that's another thing. The reason why I wanted to create the community that, and through On the Catwalk, I created, was just because as a creative, as, brother, sister, family, where's the outlet? Where's the community? I didn't have one. So that's one of my purposes here, is to create a community, and extend my resources.
So while we're getting deep, you've come so far. Looking back on your younger self, if you could congratulate her on anything, if you could tell your younger self anything, what would that be? And what would that love letter to yourself sound like?
Patience. Patience is a virtue. And it's something that I struggled with, because I see something and I automatically like need to obtain it. And life is a process, and it's really like, I'm seeing that now, through the process of my son getting older, of me having, the freedom of, because I used to worry, like, I don't want to be old. And although I'm at an age where, I'll be 45 and next month.
Girl, you look good.
Thank you. And that comes with loving and taking care of yourself. And that's definitely something that's super important to continue to do for yourself. Okay? Like you got to keep building yourself up. And I love building people up, and I love just working with people and seeing where I can enhance whatever they're trying to build, you know? That's it. That's where I get my my enjoyment from. Yeah.
Fills your cup.
Absolutely. You have to do something that fills your cup. It's not always about and others' cups.
Yeah.
Like we need to fill each other's, cups and balance each other out. And that's the thing. It's not all about self. It's about others. So that's what's important to me.
It's kind of a dog eat dog world in the fashion industry. How do you navigate that and still keep your pureness and like your lovingness? How do you move around the industry and get to the level that you are at while doing that?
I don't compete and I don't compare. Those are two things that I don't do. I'm not worried about what they got going on or what she has going on. Everyone is different. My style is different. Who I am is different. My clientele is different. Like I don't advertise myself. Every client that I've ever gotten for the most part has always been referrals. And that's what I base my brand on and who I am. And just my relationships. And they know the quality that I produced and the level of professionalism at the end of the day. So I think that when something is meant for you, it's just meant for you, So I don't know. That's on, and I mind my business. Like I don't, I give her.
She ain't lying, y'all. She really mind her business.
I don't have time. I just don't have the time, the patience, and but so that's what it is. I think that, and I've been doing it for so long. It's just like okay, yeah.
So I know for the city girls out there that don't know, this is the original City Girls. Tell them a little bit about you helping them out with some of their projects.
Well, I worked on their first project, basically. Coach K, he's a really good friend of mine. MP, they came to me. They were like, "Yo, we have these two girls out of Miami. Like, you would be perfect in curating them." And I don't really tell this story, but it was definitely an adventure. First time just meeting them, we met in Aventura Mall, and it was city girl shit. Definitely. But through the girls, that's when I said like, okay, like I'm in this. I did 11 videos for them. I creative controlled like everything. Worked with the directors, just everything. That first album period was really something amazing. Like we really did that. After that, they kind of just did their own thing,
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you because you curated my whole college lifestyle, okay?
Yeah.
City girl to the death, okay? My freshman and sophomore year. So thank you so much. So tell us, what can the people expect from Miss Cat Lee next?
Okay. Well, I am a creative entrepreneur. I don't like to box myself in. I'm just someone who has an idea and, I don't know, ventures out on it. So one of my projects that I'm working on right now within the next couple of months is a clothing vending machine, which is called On the Catwalk. And essentially I will be selling like essentials out of it, like t-shirts, bathing suits. I want to work with independent designers in Miami. I'll have a little bit of vintage in there, hats, just like kind of like a one-stop shop, but in a vending style.
So are you going to have like little shoes for girls when they feet hurt coming out the club?
Yeah.
Listen, ladies, she is saving us.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. We're going to venture out, do more fashion shows, do more shoots, especially here at Reserved. I'm just excited. Like this year has set off very well, and we got to keep riding.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you guys for coming to Beyond the Thread. We'll see you next time.